would like now to invite Mr. Jonghyun to the stage to present the president of Passwordless Alliance to present his presentation on protecting accounts and data with ITU X.1280 and X.1220.
Okay, everyone. I'm Jonghyun from Passwordless Alliance. As you know, that the main singer in the K-pop concert always we place the main singer at the last. I hope to be a main teacher or the standard transfer today. So let me introduce myself. I'm from the Passwordless Alliance. Before I set up the Passwordless Alliance, I was a software developer and also over 25 years. And also, I'm the national president advisory, one of the members in national advisory in South Korea. Okay, so as a practical software developer, I wanted to share the two things. So one is the protecting account, and the other one is protecting data. So those two ideas is backed by the international standard with the ITU X.1280 and X.1220. So let's start with some difficult questions, difficult facts. So as you know that our PC and servers are vulnerable. So we cannot protect our PC and servers. So reason is, while we are opening an email or while we open the Microsoft Office file, in there might be a document-based malware, or in there might be some malicious code inside in the email as well. And not only for that, while we're browsing the internet by clicking the malicious link, but we don't know what exactly it was. And then not only for that, while we plug into the thumb drive, maybe our PC hand over to the attackers. So by doing so, we naturally invite the hackers on our PC. And then once done that, the hacker can control our PCs. Not only for PCs, as you know that the hacker can directly attack to our server by using the vulnerability of the server software. So they can run the RCE, and then if they done that without the authentication, they can penetrate our server, and also they can make a foothold on the server control. And then if they make a backdoor inside, at the end, the attackers can control our server like the server admin does. That's the fact where we are facing with. It's a very uncomfortable situation, but we cannot prevent the attack on our PC and servers. That's the where we are, where we are faced with every day. So, but all the cyber attacks is starting with the account takeover and ended with the data breached out or data encryption. That's the starting of, that's the alpha and omega of the cyber attacks, right? So as a cybersecurity personnel, anyhow, we have to protect our account and data, even if the PC and server are compromised by attackers. That's what we have to solve. To answer that question, so let me provide two ITU standards. First one is, let me try to answer for that question with the ITU X.1280. So before I go into the X.1280, let me explain the existing limitation. So as a user, we always have to provide our identity proof to the online system. So while we are inputting our credential to the online system, maybe if there are malware inside on our PC and terminal at the real level, so they can steal our credential. That's the where we are faced with every day. So we need a solution can protect our account even if attackers are already on our PC and servers. So to answer that question, the ITU recently released the XR1280. So the key concept of this standard is shift the proof responsibility from the user to the online system. So please remember this idea. That as a user, we always have to submit our password and OTP or biometrics or whatever they required us. But by applying XR1280, so we can change the key concept, we can change the position. Okay, let me play the video clip. When you try to get into the online service, if I just type the ID only, if XR12 is applied on this system presents automatic code to the user, and then user can verify the code with your smartphone. So if two codes match by giving the biometrics, the user approves it, user can get into the system. Whenever I show it to the audience, always what I got the first question is, that's exactly the same like the OTP. But OTP asks user input the 6-digit code to the system. But what you saw is the online system presents 6 automatic code to the user, and user approve it. The direction is with the XR1280, we change the user position from the inputter to the approver. This technology works in the not only for the website, it works in the mobile app. Instead of typing the user password, with this technology, we can get rid of user password by making the app present a code. Not only for that, it works in the Windows and Linux. When you go to the office, instead of typing the 6-digit code, we make the Windows present the code, automatic code to the user, and the user approve it with their smartphone. As you notice that when the user approve it, it also verifies the user biometrics. Only the legitimate user can approve it. So somewhere in here, maybe the system engineer would be here. It can also work in the Linux system. In the CLI command line, if XR1280 is applied on, so the system admin does not need to input the credential information to the system. So by replacing the position from the inputter to the approver, we can be free from the password management burden. And not only for that, we can, not only for that, we can get rid of user password management burden, and also we can verify where we are connected with. Without knowing where we are connected with, we always input our credential to the system. That was a big missing point up to now. So by placing the XR1280, so we can make sure where we are connected with. It's very easy to implement it. By adding the authentication server behind your existing application server, you can run the XR1280. So there are 5 benefits, but with the limitation of my speech time, let me explain the 2 main things. So first is this is the authentication technology cannot be phishable and vulnerable or man-in-the-middle attack. The reason is instead of all kinds of side attack relying on user input, but as you can see that it is output. If the online system presents automatic code to user, at that time, user can verify the code with their smartphone, and then if it is a match, by giving the biometrics, user credential goes back to the server. This is the mutual authentication technology. So far, whatever we use the authentication technology, that is designed for checking the user authenticity. So with only the XR1280, that is a mutual authentication. So somewhere in here maybe apply the server certificate. That is designed for checking the server authentication only. or some of in here maybe deploy the OTP or FIDO or passkey. That is designed for checking the user authenticity only. But only the XR1280, that is the mutual authentication technology. And this technology have a strong benefit for, that is the most cost-effective authentication, biometric authentication technology. The reason is traditional biometric authentication technology asks the user to install the biometric sensor on each user devices. Some of in here already use a FIDO or passkey or any other traditional biometric technologies. But to run that, each devices have to have a biometric sensor. Of course, when we use a smartphone, we are using the biometric sensor on our smartphone, but at the desktop or the laptop, if there is no biometric sensor, we have to add in the USB-based biometric sensor on each devices. However, it needs a cost. But by placing XR1280 with just the biometric sensor on the user's smartphone, we can assure that where our biometric goes, the biometric authentication is presented to. By comparing the two codes, one on the user device does not have a biometric sensor, we can verify where biometric authentication submitted to. That's the beauty of the XR1280. So with the sensor on the smartphone, we can get rid of the biometric sensors on each user devices. This is one of the user cases of the XR1280 at the ATM. So we assume that input the 4-digit code to the ATM, but if we applied XR1280, instead of inputting a 4-digit code to the system, we make the system present a 4-digit code, 6 automatic code to the user, and the user can verify that code on the smartphone. That means without biometric sensor on the ATM, we can leverage the biometric sensor on the user smartphone. With this, we can, by shifting the burden of proof from the user to the online system, we can make our system is strong and convenient and cost-effective than any other the authentication technology. This is already used in the #1 bank and #1 housing bank and commercial bank in Korea, including the national cybersecurity strategy institutions. So after they developed this innovative mutual authentication technology, some of the experts who wrote the standard set up the Passwordless Alliance to provide this technology free of charge to all B2C online services. We set up this nonprofit organization in Swiss Geneva, and then if you go there, you can download the server package and software app to your B2C online services. Also, you can work for the G2C online services as well. So we wanted to get rid of the user password burden to all our peoples. Yeah, that's the first story, how we can protect the account from the cyber attack. And second thing is anyhow we have to protect the data. Even under the situation, the hackers compromised our PC and servers. So far, we're just relying on the network protection and endpoint protection. That's how we protect the cyber attack. But problem is if the attacker bypasses the two protection mechanism, they can encrypt the data inside of the storage, and then they can steal the data. They can encrypt the data inside of the storage, and then they can take it out the data from our storage. There is no protection mechanism inside of storage. So XR1220 try to solve that problem. The key idea is adding the inspection unit into the storage, so it is trying to protect the data. If the attackers compromised our PC and servers, instead of using the general storage, by placing the protection layer inside of the network storage, it protected our data. So the key methodology is that it allows only pre-registered application access data in the storage protection server. So instead of mounting the storage directly to the host, by placing the storage protection server in the middle of the host and storage, and after that, it asks the admin register the application, which can allow to access data. So simply, storage protection server is a network file server. It's not a hardware, it's a software. By installing the storage protection server in the middle, and then if any program tries to read the data inside of a storage protection server, it examines that application was pre-registered. If that application was pre-registered, in case it provides a real file with read-write attribute, otherwise it provides fake data with read-only. If it provided to the fake data to the applications, that application can be the malware or attacker's applications. By giving the fake data, our system doesn't have any burden. So, and then there is no harm because it is also fake. So even though the attackers fully compromise our PC and servers, try to steal the data or encrypt our data, they have to run the malware. But if the malware was not pre-registered, their attack cannot harm our data. So let me play the one video clip. So I already, for your easy understanding, I already put the Microsoft Word file in here, but I didn't register the Microsoft Word executable file. Because of that, I tried to open it, but files are now opened. Okay, so that's the how the storage protection how the storage protection worked in the PC. Not only for that, this is work on the web server or the database server. So if it does not, in the regular file server, if the root account is compromised, the attackers can delete the database file. However, with the storage protection server connected with the web server or database server, that data cannot be encrypted or cannot be phished out. This is totally different with the backup. The backup, the storage protection focusing on the incident prevention, but backup is focusing on the data recovery. And not only for that, this storage protection tries to prevent up to the final data. So because the backup only can recover the data up to the point of the last backup data was created. However, the storage protection server can protect the data even the most recent changed data. So that's the beauty of the storage protection. This technology is already used in the finance sector and government organizations in Korea. And then together with all the editor of the X.1280, we initiate the Protect Medical Data.org organization to provide free software to all medical institutions on the globe. So any medical institutions, if they wanted to protect their data, if they come to there, they provide a free license to all of the medical institutions. Okay, so if I wrap it up, so again, we cannot, our PC and server can be compromised. Even though our PC and server are compromised, we need a solution to protect our account and data. I believe the X.1280 and 1220 is a solution. Together, as you know that I'm from the private sector and then the nonprofit organization. So I believe that together with the international organization and private sector, like the private-public participation, I believe we can solve any cyber incident in the future. Okay, thank you for your listening. So any question?